It's a cult. Any organization with members subject to unnatural indoctrination, whatever that means, restriction and motivated towards a common goal is a cult. This is just one rather established definition. Most of us have been taught to cling to correct answers. We are more and more living in a world with answers that can't be questioned, rather than questions that can't be answered. The One China cult is by far the most successful. Its main goal is to own non-Chinese land, media, enterprise, and industry, as well as the transformation of non-Chinese to window dressers, especially beyond the boundaries of the mainland. A cult of the Mao Zedong variety depends on tactics and groupthink, to be sure, but one cannot ignore the fear that accompanies a cult. This fear is a very real and powerful thing and should not be underestimated. In one experience I have of messing with the minds of cult members, KMT pro-unification zealots demonstrating in Taipei, by mockingly chanting Mao Zedong One China and derisively displaying fear, it didn't take long before I knew that something was off. Something wasn't quite right about these people, as if being a pro-China zealot wasn't enough. I am conscious and have consciously decided to live my life trying to recognize and avoid cult-like situations and to celebrate freedom of speech, freedom from cults, and freedom from fear. There is indeed nothing to fear but fear itself. Enough pussyfooting around the meat and potatoes. Statism is a cult, and government is sin. This is going to be explained in more detail in a future publication, but you can probably see where I'm going with it. These statism cults I speak of are a tricky thing. Stockholm Syndrome is a real thing, and therefore it isn't out of the realm of reality to imagine that we are, perhaps all, mildly to severely in a cult now. One telltale sign that you are in this cult of statism, or any cult, is that you don't think you are and intensely oppose the idea. People who are your friends may be in them too. You will know this when, for example, you find yourself shocked by them not coming to your defense as others drag your name, company, and character through the dirt. Forgive them. They will not come to your defense, but will watch as others tear you apart. It happens in North Korea too, when a child will report his own mother and watch as she is publicly hanged, for example. You can only come to terms with it and move on. The nail that is sticking out gets hammered down. People, humans, are more sheep-like than sheep. Sheep need a sheepdog to keep them in line, but people act as both sheepdogs and sheep. I have first-hand experienced this. Before the release of issue number 1, I received a personal message out of the blue from a complete sharp-faced stranger who asked me if I believed the earth was flat. I responded by asking him why, and if he thought the earth was flat. He responded, and I quote, "I think it would be best for you to not tell anybody. It's so nutty of an idea that people will generally not confront you on it. And I see you're the owner of a school, and people may avoid you. Best keep it to yourself." End quote. After issue number 1 was released, I was made privy to some buzz about it on a small Facebook group by my best friend. At first, I thought it was nice because the post read, quote, "The iLearn magazine is the reading material Taichung deserves." And I immediately added myself to the group and sent a friend request to the man who posted this. I also sent a personal message of thanks and gratitude, but it wasn't long before I realized it was a sarcastic post and did not mean to support my business here. After the very unhealthy or stupid act of exposing my eyes to the ridicule in that group, I knew that anything I may have to add, post, or say would just result in higher levels of attack. So I didn't. It was interesting to notice that Sharp Face was in this group too. I poured my heart into issue number 1, as my best friend knows, and they ran me into the ground, and in one post encouraged a concerted effort to do something, quote, constructive, and state clearly our objection to the magazine we have been discussing. Another friend of mine, also in this group, was the first to like this. Seriously? I'm not saying everyone has to agree with me or love my work, but surely there must be at least something nice about the magazine a friend could say. No friend had one positive thing to say in that group to my knowledge. If they did, it was indeed too little, too late. It was especially telling when I asked my best friend if he had read the magazine, and he told me that he, quote, got the gist of it. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere with this long-winded account. After further investigation, I picked up on a few other key things. People in private would assure me that the ringleader of this Facebook group, who are skeptical by nature, was a really, really nice guy. I hope so, and he has never sent me any nasty personal messages so far, but rather only decided to ringleader style clearly state objection to my work. From my perspective, the post also elicited my exposure to a ridiculing crowd, and in him not being hesitant to stop public opinion from hanging me, he doesn't seem that way to me, but c'est la vie. Another thing I noticed were the videos that appeared on that group's wall shortly after the excitement of issue number 1. They seemed intended to reassure its fragile members of the official 9/11 narrative. It is my personal stance, and the stance of 2,833 plus architects and engineers, that 3 buildings don't fall because of 2 airplanes. See 911truth.org or just look into it for more information. The happenings related to this group seemed cult-esque, but the dead giveaway, or coup de grace, was when another member assured me that the all-wise ringleader had once also doubted the official narrative of 9/11, but has since seen the light. This is hilarious, am I right? Come on! It is not my intent to lose my best friend, or any friends, but it would certainly support my hypothesis if I did. Friends know I call a spade a shovel. Okay, I'm done. If you aren't smelling cult yet, then I hope you see the light soon.